What if a house wasn't built with bricks, but engineered like an airplane? What if architecture wasn't rooted to the earth, but suspended, weightless, universal? In 1927, one man asked that question and answered with a prototype suspended from theory, like a vision from another planet. This is the story of the Corbusier House and the Citrohan Haus. Not just homes, but manifestos engineered for humanity. Post-World War I Germany was not just recovering, it was redefining itself. Urban poverty, housing shortages, and social upheaval turned architecture into a frontline discipline. Shelter became more than protection, it became policy, vision, and experiment. Enter the Weissenhofsiedlung, a radical neighborhood conceived not by developers, but created by Mies van der Rohe and the Deutscher Werkbund. It invited the most daring minds in European architecture to test new ideas in real space. Among them, Walter Gropius, Bruno Tau, Peter Behrens, J.J.P. Aud, and Le Corbusier, the Franco-Swiss provocateur who believed the house was a machine for living in. While others responded to tradition with refinement, Corbusier came with revolution. Le Corbusier had already begun theorizing the Maison Citrohan in the early 1920s. The name itself, a nod to the Citroën automobile, spoke volumes. Just as the Ford Model T promised mobility for the masses, Corbusier envisioned mobility in housing. Standard, replicable, unornamented, universal. The house would be modular, efficient, vertical, concrete, a product of industry, not of craft. He wasn't interested in homes that imitated history. He wanted homes that anticipated the future. Homes that reflected the logic of the machine age and the rhythm of modern life. At Stuttgart, Corbusier had the rare chance to build this theory, not just write it. The Citrohan Haus and the adjacent Corbusier House duplex were constructed as pure embodiments of his 5 points of architecture, published just a few years prior. Pilates. Thin columns lift the structure off the ground, freeing space below for gardens or circulation. Free plan. Structural independence allows walls to be placed where needed, not where forced. Free facade. The exterior is unburdened by structural demands, becoming a canvas of function. Ribbon windows. Long horizontal bands allow light to flood the interior, connecting it to the horizon. Roof garden. Flat roofs, once wasted space, are reclaimed for nature and leisure. These weren't just design principles. They were ideological shifts, a rebellion against ornament, against gravity, and against the past. The Citrohan Haus in Stuttgart was more than concrete and glass. It was a physical hypothesis, an attempt to solve urban housing crises through standardization and repetition. Its boxy shape concealed a double-height living space, providing both grandeur and efficiency. Built-in furniture, including fixed seating and modular kitchen elements. A focus on air, light, and movement, not decoration. This was a domestic organism designed for a new kind of citizen, urban, rational, hygienic, connected. The Citrohan was not sentimental, it was surgical. Adjacent to the Citrohan was its cousin, the Corbusier House, 2 interlocking units. 2 families living not in isolation but in harmony, through structure. Here the challenge was scale. Could Corbusier's radical ideals work in multifamily housing? The answer was yes, if the design was intelligent. Each duplex retained the pilates, lifting the building off the slope. The ribbon windows aligning views. The roof garden, offering shared space in the sky. The modular kitchen and integrated storage, minimizing visual noise. It was community by calculation, a machine not just for living, but for co-living. Le Corbusier's interiors were not designed to impress. They were meant to elevate function. No chandeliers and no molding, no nostalgia. Just proportion, light, air, and silence. Even the kitchen, long neglected in bourgeois plans, became central. A mechanical core where cleanliness, economy, and efficiency ruled. Corbusier once wrote, "A house is only habitable when it is full of light and air, and when the body is protected from the weather." At Weissenhof, this philosophy took form not in theory, but in plaster and steel, though critics mocked the white boxes as chicken coops for intellectuals. Others saw them for what they were, a glimpse into the future of urban life. a redefinition of what housing could be, a rebuttal to both aristocracy and artisan nostalgia. Corbusier's ideas would ripple outward to the Villa Savoy in Poissy, to the Unité d'Habitation in Marseille, and to post-war public housing across the globe. But it all began here, on a green slope in Stuttgart, with a house shaped not by heritage, but by hope. The Corbusier House and the Citrohan Haus weren't just buildings. They were blueprints for a modern world. A world where architecture was no longer decoration, but instrument. Where a house was not rooted to a style, but to an idea. Not a monument to the past, but a machine for living. But what happens when modernism moves north, and light, nature, and democracy become the building blocks of a new architectural language? If this journey into modernism inspired you, subscribe to Space, Shape, and Scale. Is there a forgotten masterwork or unsung idea that deserves to be part of this timeline? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to click on the next video in the series, where we travel north to 1927 Finland to explore the Viipuri Library Alvar Aalto's luminous manifesto of light, acoustics, and democracy. Because architecture never stops, and neither do we.